Man killed, woman found unconscious in Portmore gun attack. A man was shot dead by a gunman on 7th Avenue in a community called Compound in Gregory Park, Portmore, St. Catherine on Sunday afternoon. A woman was also found unconscious beside the dead man. It is believed she fainted during the shooting. The deceased has been identified as 32-year-old Sheldon Chambers, otherwise called Cox, from Stevens Avenue. Information received is that about 4:45 p.m., residents heard explosions near the entrance to the Chambers premises. They later made checks and found Chambers lying motionless on the ground, suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. A woman was seen lying motionless beside him. The police were summoned, and both victims were rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital, where doctors pronounced Chambers dead. The woman was examined, and no visible injuries were observed on her. She was subsequently released. No motive has been established for the killing, the police stated. Manchester motorcyclist killed in crash on his birthday. A 41-year-old Manchester man died while celebrating his birthday on Saturday night after his motorcycle collided with another bike in Downs, Manchester. Police and residents named the deceased as Kemal Whittle, a resident of Precious Plain on the Manchester-St. Elizabeth border. Whittle on Saturday morning posted a video on social media to celebrate his birthday. "I am glad and happy to see my birthday today. Today I will be 41 years old and I look so young, nice and fresh. Today is my birthday and I am happy to see today. I am going to full joy myself today as much as I can," Whittle said on the video. His birthday came to a tragic end as, according to police reports, about 9 p.m., Whittle was driving an Orange Movement Mauve MO50 motorcycle on Birds Crescent off the latest main road when he collided with another motorcyclist who was traveling in the opposite direction. Police said the other motorist failed to keep left, resulting in the collision. Whittle, who was wearing a helmet, was flung from his motorcycle. Both motorcyclists were taken to the Mandeville Regional Hospital, where Whittle was pronounced dead and the other motorcyclist admitted in stable condition. Men held outside Petrodram slapped with additional charges. 3 men who were reportedly held at the entrance of Petrodram Oil Refinery in an alleged plot to kill an employee last November were slapped with additional charges on Thursday. The men, who were already booked on 2 counts of possession of a prohibited weapon, have now been charged with conspiracy to murder, with the new charge arose following further investigations by detectives assigned to the Kingston Western Police. Those charged are 22-year-old Ryan Alfred Morrison, a construction worker from Belvidere, St. Andrew, Nicholas Nika Freeman, 29, from Trinidad Road, Kingston 11, and Akeem Brown Chops, Moore, 22, from Rockford, Kingston 2, and Steerton, St. Anne. Reports were that around 6:30 a.m. on November 23rd last year, the 3 went to the location in a blue Toyota Yaris motor car, where they were accosted and searched by the police. 2 illegal firearms were found in the accused men's possession, and they were charged for the weapon 6 days later on November 29, 2023. Further investigations by the police revealed that the accused men went to the oil refinery to kill a technician who worked there. They were subsequently slapped with the new charges. PM promises to improve 1.5 income tax threshold. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has promised an improved version of the 1.5 income tax threshold. The threshold is the figure above which workers are required to pay income tax. Speaking last evening to Jamaica Labour Party supporters in Clarkstown, Trelawney, the Prime Minister dubbed the plan 1.5 2.0. The Prime Minister told citizens that his administration understands how to relieve them of taxes.
They are hypocrites and tricksters because they never believe in it in the first place. They criticize it and they oppose it, and now all of a sudden they might come and pretend like they can do it. But anyway, I know that all Jamaica knows that it is the Jamaica Labour Party that will deliver 1.5 2.0. We will deliver the next version of 1.5. Have no fear, workers of Jamaica. It is the Jamaica Labour Party that understands how to increase your wages substantially and how to relieve you of taxes, not the PNP.
Prison will only do more damage. a consultant forensic psychologist, is of the view that if the mentally ill former Jamaica Defense Force JDF physiotherapist Cody Burnett, who stabbed his wife to death in December 2018, is given a custodial sentence, it is highly likely he would regress and sink beyond the state he was in when he committed the murder. Burnett, who was first diagnosed with general anxiety depression in 2008, according to the evidence laid in the matter by his attorney, Samuel Brown, King's Counsel, declined over the years, leading to him being diagnosed with major depression disorder with anxiety distress in January 2018. Burnett murdered his wife, attorney-at-law Nadrika Williams Burnett, on December 13, 2018, at their West Kirkland Heights St. Andrew apartment. Last Thursday, Dr. Clayton Sell, who for the 16 years worked as a sessional psychiatrist with the Department of Correctional Services, told the court that his diagnosis when he first examined Burnett after his wife was killed was that the schizophrenic affective disorder. A schizoaffective disorder, he said, is a chronic, enduring, psychotic condition characterized by abnormal thoughts, abnormal perceptions, and behavior and mood changes. Swell, who is now involved in private practice and also works in the psychiatric department, Ward 21 at the University Hospital of the West Indies, said Burnett was removed from the facility by multiple police officers in January 2019 and placed at the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center General Penitentiary based on a court order. Swell, a witness for the defense, was one of several doctors to assist the 41-year-old. He furnished several assessment reports from his interaction with Burnett between January 2019 and February 2024, which were placed into evidence at the start of the trial last week. According to Swell, this kind of confinement is not in keeping with his diagnosis of the Army man, as he feels it is best for Burnett to be kept in a therapeutic environment. He said it is the opinion of even the Psychiatric Association of Jamaica, of which he was once president, that the correctional facilities here are non-therapeutic. He also testified that despite it being said over the years that mentally ill inmates receive medication and benefit from psychiatric care, there are significant gaps which cause the inmates to regress. Further, Burnett, based on his level of responsiveness to treatment now, is not in need of that level of restriction. He further claimed that Burnett has moved from being classified as high risk in 2018 to consistently low risk for the last 2 years and is on a suite of medications which are suitable for his condition and which have been effective. The doctor said that the order for Burnett is not regressed. He needs to be supervised closely, kept on medication, and kept in a stable environment. This kind of support does not exist in the correctional facility, however, but is present in the community level. Asked whether Burnett would relapse if he is placed on a non-therapeutic facility within the penal system, Dr. Swell said, "I believe that a non-therapeutic environment would only trigger a relapse and would also prevent maximum recovery, and in my experience, a number of patients who spend time in those facilities ultimately emerge significantly depleted in terms of their ability to function. Time in a non-therapeutic environment would impact negatively on his symptoms, and his level of functioning is likely to deteriorate at the end of that," Swell opined, under probe by trial judge Justice Dale Palmer. Asked what would contribute to that reversal, he said, "Generally, the fact is supervised by correctional staff versus medical personnel. Challenges will assess to appropriate medication, the exposure to traumatic experiences, and the decrease in access to family members and other forms of support, in my view." He also said that Burnett's interaction with his 2 young daughters was an essential part of his significant and maximally improved state. As to the stressor that would impact negatively on Burnett's well-being on the outside, Swell in admitting that he was worried about the age of Burnett's parents, who are 69 and 70, and would have to be his caregivers if the court decide on a non-custodial sentence, responded, "I would say the stressor would have to be significant. Stress is unavoidable, but that would cause significant decline in Mr. Burnett would include significant loss, death of someone, as well as the loss of opportunities for his own development, for example, academic or employment challenges." Swell said Burnett job complications with the JDF and his non-compliance with the medication requires prior to the murder had contributed to his decline. Asked whether his experience at the Tower Street prison showed a therapeutic treatment environment, he said, "I don't believe it is. That's why I believe the hospital environment was best suited for this particular patient. In managing psychiatric patients, we take the biosocial approach. That means providing medication and, in addition to that, psychological therapy in a safe, supportive, social environment that will facilitate the recovery rehabilitation, and reintroduction of the individual into society. On the further questioning from Samuels Brown, he said Bellevue Hospital no longer has a dedicated section for forensic psychiatric treatment for people with mental disorder who have matters before the courts. This section, which was closed in the 1970s, saw some 400 mentally disordered patients being moved to Tower Street Prison, which has a section that houses inmates with chronic mental illness. Dr. Swell said that while Burnett was fit to plea and able to participate in court proceedings, having options for the disposal of matter with the mentally ill is important because their risks are not at the same level and the support afforded for them may vary. He said he stood by his early recommendation that the former Army man can be effectively managed in the care of his family. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.